Hello everyone, welcome. This is my February 2023 plan with me / monthly reset. I've been filming snippets throughout this past week, just organizing, reflecting, and getting ready for February. Let's just head right into it. The first thing I had to deal with was my room. I know in my life reset video I organized my desk, but one thing that I needed to organize was a little hallway. It's not really a hallway, it's more like a little corner that I have between my bookshelf and my bed. It's just a little section right there, and I had all of my backpacks there because when I rearranged my room I didn't organize my closet, and in my closet is where I tend to store my backpacks and boxes and stuff. So I needed to figure that out like yesterday, so I had to do that. My room was a bit of a mess. Was there trash on the floor? Maybe, but it was in a bag, so that makes it better, I think. So we're just gonna ignore the before and focus on the after. I'm really happy with how it is arranged right now. Yes, the little corner is still somewhat occupied, but I think it's more organized than it was before. And I just have there my Disney tote bag and my 17-inch laptop backpack. Again, those are just bags that I tend to reach for regularly, so it makes sense to have them out in the hallway. And also I don't tend to go there very much, so yeah. Oh, que no ven corazón, que no siente. So I did a little bit of cleaning / rearranging of my room, which was mostly just putting the backpacks, bags, and all that good stuff away in the closet and taking out everything that was there that I didn't need, because I had a lot of crafting supplies and stuff that I didn't need there. So yeah, I did that. Then another thing that was also sort of in that lane of organizing was rearranging my stickers. So I had I would say about 70 sticker sheets, and some of them were very little and the other were somewhat medium sized, and it just wasn't convenient that every time I was going to work on my planner I would have to go through so many sticker sheets. It just wasn't very efficient, so I tend to save the backing of contact paper just so that I can trim it down to a notebook size. And for instance, I did it here in this half letter notebook, added the contact paper, and spent maybe 5+ hours organizing all of my stickers, but I'm very happy with it. And also it was a good way to procrastinate while still being somewhat productive, because this is helpful for me. Was it needed? Not really, but it is helpful. So, and I like playing with stickers, so yeah, let's just say this was productive for the sake of it. Also, I get most of my stickers either from P&D stickers, and there I get the icons and functional type of stickers, and the deco ones I get from Catnip Illustrations / Catnip Studios. I'll make sure to link both of those sticker shops down below so that you guys can check them out. And yeah, I'm really happy with them, and I'm really happy with this little sticker book section that I have in my notebook. So one thing that I wanted to work on throughout this year was a scrapbooking, memory keeping sort of situation, also a vision board binder that I'm working on. And for that, I printed out the pictures that I took in January with friends and family, printed them out at Home Depot, and also while I was at it, I printed out any images that I added to my vision board on Pinterest. And then on Pinterest, I also have sections within my vision board for the areas of my life and images that are for decoration purposes and stuff. So I wanted to do something similar, because even though I did print the images now in January, I'm not going to be doing all the scrapbooking projects at once right now. So for that, I use this index card organizer box and made some tabs for the different sections within my vision board on Pinterest, and put all the images that I printed in there, just so that whenever I'm feeling in a scrapbooking mood I can reach for this and the images are all organized. So yeah, the little tab here, so these are just the flaps for the opening of little cereal boxes, and these are simple standard blank index cards. And I have tabs for for all these sections within my vision board. So yeah, this was super fun. I trimmed them all down and got them ready for whenever I'm feeling in that crafty mood. Now I think it's time to head on to my January recap, and for that I'm going to change your location from there to there and start going through my recap in Notion and also my goals for February. So when it comes to my monthly recaps and reflections, I did very little journaling, anything that I needed to fill out real quick, doing a list throughout the month, but the actual reflection per se I did in my yearly dashboard in Notion. I barely use this database, only at the beginning and end of each month to plan my quarters or my months, and I already did show you this in my previous video, which was my life reset, and you saw the goals and projects section. And actually I'm going to start screen recording so that you can see what I'm seeing. I think that makes sense, so I will do that right now. So this is my yearly dashboard. Like I said, I already showed you this in my previous video that I'll make sure to link above in the cards and in the description box down below. But here you see the goals and projects, and I did mostly the same thing when it comes to the recap and reflections. I just added toggle lists of the 12 areas of my life and jotted down any accomplishments or realizations I had within those areas. Now when it comes to the goals and projects, as you can see here, I didn't accomplish all of them, and if you remember from my previous video, I also had a few extra ones that aren't here anymore, and that's because I migrated those goals and projects to February. Now when it comes to these two goals / projects, I adjusted this one to fit February, so I kept it the same in January and just left it there just to know that I didn't accomplish that. And for the journaling one, I decided that I wasn't going to do that specifically, so again I adjusted the goal and moved it up to February. And all the other goals and projects that were the same that I still want to accomplish but I didn't in January, I just migrated onto February right here. And here you can see a brand new month. I have events and responsibilities, added the little dates to the calendar right here, and just set up my goals and projects for February 2023. So yeah, you can see them all here. Actually, I'm supposed to do the recap and reflection. This is everything when it comes to the goals and projects. Intellectually, I didn't really... Did I have any goals for the intellectual area? This is just a project that came up, and let's just move on to Be Yourself Studios because I didn't really have a goal or a project that I just was focusing on for this area. So for Be Yourself Studios, I launched my Renaissance rebrand. That was what the first video of this year was about, which was going through the whole process, the tools, the brainstorming, all the things that I did for the rebrand. I also uploaded 2 YouTube videos that I'm really proud of, which was the rebrand video and the life reset that I already mentioned. Then when it comes to my mental health, I went to all of my therapy sessions, We Love a Healthy Queen, and worked on breaking up self-sabotaging mindsets and habits, which was interesting. I also built a daily mood booster routine, so every day I would look myself in the mirror and smile and make myself laugh. Whether I was in the mood or not, I would just smile and make myself giggle. At the end, I had to search some jokes because at first I was making myself laugh by fake laughing, so I would start like and then eventually start actually laughing, but that stopped working, so I had to search some jokes and kept up with that mood booster routine. Then when it comes to my physical health, I built a 5-minute stretching routine because even though your girl is 20, she has back pain, so I have been building that routine. Went on some walks. When it comes to love, which stands for social and self-love, I built a daily journaling routine with my 5-year journals. Went out with the gals, my besties, and rewatched Healer, which is a K-drama that I've watched probably too many times but details. When it comes to finances, I tracked my spending throughout the month, and with play and creativity, I want to improve this area, but I made an SD card pouch. It is right here. I'm in love with it. It is a big improvement from my previous one. This had to crawl in order for this to walk. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. I just have little slots in here to put my SD cards. I don't know if you can see it. I'll probably do a little video eventually, take a photo, because I don't think you can see it great there. The only thing you need to know about it is it's just that it holds my SD cards, and I'm really happy with it, and a bigger improvement from this, because this situation wasn't it. But details. Then vocational, I didn't really do anything, and these areas are empty, but I did set some goals within those for February. So let's move on to February. Now that we have my January recap, and before we head on to February projects and goals, I wanted to show you real quick what were my favorites throughout January. I've been jotting down different content creators and products and podcasts and all that good stuff. So we'll just go through them real quick. And yeah, also let me know any of your favorites throughout January in the comments down below. Let's talk about my January favorites. This is something that I've recently started doing, like jotting down favorite things like podcast episodes, YouTube videos, and all that good stuff. So it has been fun making those favorite playlists and filling them up as the year goes by. So I've been having a lot of fun with it. Okay, first off, what are my product favorites? I have the list on my phone. So when it comes to new notebooks, I've been using these 3 journals on a daily basis. The first one is this mini undated color block layout happy planner. I started using this journal as a 5-year highlights journal. So every day in one of the color block sections that you can see right here, and below that date I'll just be adding a little highlight, and yeah, it just makes me really happy and excited to see what are my highlights throughout the next 5 years. So I've been really enjoying this, and also it takes me less than a minute to fill it up, so it's really exciting to check something off my to-do list that is so simple yet fulfilling. That's a bit of a dramatic word, but yeah. Another journal that I've been loving and is along the same lines in terms of 5-year journals is this a 5-year question a day memory journal. Been loving it as well, and again, I'm super excited to see how I fill this up in the next 5 years and how I change, how I grow, and all that good stuff. So yeah, super excited for this. And lastly, we have the journal that I've been using the most, unexpectedly kind of. I knew my intention for it was to use it daily, but I didn't expect to actually get into the routine of using it daily consistently right away. So yeah, I love this journal. This is an A5 Stalogy 365 days notebook. It has 368 pages. They have undated graph paper, and it's very thin yet really nice. I love this notebook, and I think that's it when it comes to my notebooks. And then other products that I've been loving, the last thing that is sort of stationery related is the Tumble Dual Brush Pens. The hype is real, and yeah, I sort of fell in love with this against my will. Yeah, I love them. I love using them. The brush side, amazing. The fine pen side as well is they're just great markers, and apparently everyone was right. So yeah, I'm in love with these markers and have been using them daily as well. This is the Bright palette. I think this is the one with this is the most common one. Like, it's not a specific color palette, it just has all the colors of the rainbow. So I'm really happy with those markers. And then the other products that I recently got were these ergonomic wireless mouse. This one is, I'll make sure to pop on the screen what mouse this one is. I do have another mouse, which was the one that I was using before this one, one, but that one I'm using now at my dad's house. So I have this one right here because I wanted to have less cables to manage here on my desk. And yeah, just really happy with this mouse. It's great, it's comfortable, it has a trackball, and it's really fun to use and also ergonomic. So it's just a win-win. This is one of my Christmas gifts, so thank you. What else to say about it? I've just been loving this mouse. If you do a lot of editing on your computer and stuff, I recommend ergonomic mouses with the trackball. This is just so convenient for editing and for selecting a bunch of clips in a timeline. So yeah, and lastly, on the tech side of things, I have these ergonomic as well, wireless as well keyboard. Yeah, it's just great. I don't know what else to say about it. I'm not much of a tech person, though I do love it. I just don't know the names of all of these things. I know that it's an ergonomic wireless keyboard. That's as far as I can get you. But I'll link this and all of the things that I have mentioned in the description box down below, so that if you're interested, you can check them out. But yeah, been loving this one because I do a lot of writing and again editing on my computer, so it's just really convenient. Now let's talk about podcasts. So these are podcasts that I've recently just found out, or podcasts that even though I've been listening to it for years, I just found an episode that really resonated with me and that I really enjoyed. So I only have two at the moment. First, I have Digital Diary with Hannah Elise. I'm in love with this podcast. It's brand new, so she just released it this past month, and I just get super excited every Tuesday to listen to the new episodes. And my favorite episode up until now has been episode number 2, which was Nobody Can Tell You Who You Are, You Tell Them. Iconic. That episode is the moment. It's just chef's kiss. So if you haven't checked it out yet, I'll make sure to link that podcast down below because I love it. Again, that's Digital Diary with Hannah Elise. And then we have Busy Blooming with Tess Barclay. This is a podcast that I've been listening to for a while, and my favorite episode that I've listened to recently has been How to Build Your Dream Life with a 9-to-5 Job, side hustle tips and time management hacks. Just a great episode. If you work at a 9-to-5 or are self-employed, I recommend this podcast a lot. She has had great guests and it's just a great podcast. And again, the reason why I included it in my January favorite is because that episode this month was my favorite, but I've been listening to the podcast for a while every week on Mondays and Fridays. Then we have YouTube channels. Now when it comes to YouTube channels, these are favorite YouTube channels that I've been binge watching in January. So this doesn't mean that I've just found out these channels. This just means that I've gone back through all of their videos and watched most of them because I have the issues, you got them too. So yeah, that was super fun. I'll just go through them real quick. First, we have Megan Rhiannon, her attic archive videos or just journaling videos or anything videos really. I've been loving them. It's just great content. So yeah, chef's kiss. Then we have Annika's Live, again studio vlogs. Iconic, and we are just blessed to be able to see her cook, you know. She also has a small business, which I love her studio vlogs for her small business, but let me tell you, her cooking segments are just out of this world. Ratatouille who? Ratatouille who? Then we have Cameron Monet. Again, this is another content creator that I've been following for a few years, yeah. I'm not sure since when. It's been a while since I've been following her, but I've just been loving all of her videos. Like, I've always watched them, but I needed to do a big catch up, and I did that big catch up and have been watching consistently all her videos since Vlogmas and love them. She's great. She has a great personality. I love her. She's just great. And yeah, I think I already said she's great like 20 times. So let's just move on. Also, she ends all of her videos with an affirmation, which I love that for me because I do have as one of my to-do lists on a daily basis to do an affirmation. So it's just great. It's convenient for me as well. And lastly, when it comes to favorites for this month, let's go to TikTok. But to one creator that I've already mentioned, which is Tess Barclay. She recently started the 100 Days to Self-Employed series on TikTok, and it's just gold in short form content. So yeah, if you're a content creator, aspiring content creator, business person, entrepreneur, all that good stuff, make sure to check out that series on TikTok. I'll make sure to link her profile down below. So that's pretty much it when it comes to my favorite. Now, when it comes to February, I have set quite a few goals and projects within all of the areas. For intellectual, I set spend time on the weekends researching random interests. For instance, I'm interested in beekeeping for some reason, so I want to start spending some time on the weekends learning about beekeeping. Not because I want to be a beekeeper or anything like that, but just because I'm interested in the subject and it seems like a fun idea and also something to learn. And aside from that, I also have a bunch of other random interests. So yeah, that's one goal. Then we have Be Yourself Studios. For that, I want to post a new video every Wednesday at 4 p.m. AST. Then we have Start Creating and Posting More Casual Content in short form formats. I did post 6 short form videos in January, but I just want to pick up my phone and start filming and just posting them more casually. Then I also have Builda's work schedule, which is something that I'm going to be showing you in a video. If it's not up in February, I'll probably upload it in March. Then when it comes to my mental health, again, keep up with my therapy sessions and homework. Keep working on breaking self-sabotaging mindsets and habits, because that's not a one-time thing. I've been 20 years with these habits, so it's a work in progress. Then we have keep up with daily mood booster routine, and we love that for me. When it comes to my physical health, I want to up my stretching habit / routine to 10 minutes and build a 10-minute walking routine that will force me to get some sunlight, which will eventually get me to have a higher vitamin D, because your girl is very low on vitamin D. Then we have for love / social and self-love, go to the cinema at least 2 times, watch 2 movies weekly. They don't have to be at the cinema. Then take myself on a solo date, and I also have some projects, but I cannot share those with you because my friends and family watch my videos, and it's not that I don't trust that they won't watch the video if I tell them not to, but I don't trust they won't watch the video even if I tell them not to. Then we have some goals for home, which are personal. When it comes to finances, keep track of my expenses throughout the month and make a financial plan for the rest of the year. That's more of a project. Then for play and creativity, allocate time for sketching and drawing. If you saw my rebrand video, you know that I spent 2 out of the last 4 months of the year sketching and drawing just for all the designs for the rebrand, and I've kind of been missing it, so I want to start working on that. And then for another crafting project, I want to make a tote bag for myself. And vocational, I want to work on my professional portfolio. I think that's pretty much it when it comes to my goals and projects. And here you can see a few of the tasks that I have for the month. I will sit down later and work on setting the date for this. Now when it comes to my month personally, I don't have everything set up. As you can see here, I have very few tasks, and most of these are recurrent tasks. For instance, the post a YouTube video. When I complete this on February 1st, it's gonna move on to the 8th, and so on and so forth. Some of these are daily, weekly, or monthly tasks, so whenever I complete them, they'll just move on to the next corresponding date. And let me see what else. Yeah, when it comes to all the goals and projects that I've just told you about, the goals tend to be long term. They are put here within a couple of months. So for instance, here we have only create content that I'm proud of and have fun working on. This is for the rest of the year, so it's already set up like that. And the goals and projects that are more short term, I'll just add them as I go. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it when it comes to the goals and projects. So let's go back to Patrick from the future who filmed the A roll. So aside from those recurring tasks, I don't really tend to add that many tasks and due dates for all my projects and goals, unless they are really big ones that I need to break down and distribute throughout a long period of time. I don't tend to add them to my monthly overview because I set the due dates for all the projects, tasks, and goals mostly on a weekly basis. So whenever I get to that week, I'll add the task if I'm working on it. I already have a vague idea of when I'm working on certain projects, but again, they are really small ones, so I don't feel the need to plan them out very thoroughly at the beginning of the month. If they are, for instance, when it came to my rebrand, I did break down that project slash goal within the 4 months that I was working on it, so I really needed to do and have a clear view of when I was going to work on each of the items that I needed to work on, because again, it was a really really big project and I needed to make sure that it was achievable. So I broke that down and I did have a daily to-do list when it came to that. But nowadays my projects are mostly recurring, so they are recurring either on a weekly or monthly basis, so I already have a vague idea of when I need to get stuff done. So yeah, that's why I didn't have that many stuff in the calendars. I may change my mind in the middle of the month, but that's not a me problem right now. That's a me problem in the future, so let her deal with it. So since we already did all the memory keeping and reflection for January, I think it's time to set up my planners and journals for February 2023. The biggest task that I had was set up the monthly spreads in my bullet journal. It is very pink, but I'm kind of in love with it because it just looks very happy and bright, and I think Sharpay would approve of the fabulousness. So yeah, I did change some things from the setup that I had in January. Instead of having a monthly log plus my goals, I just added a focus dashboard to jot down my goals and projects for February. Then we have my highlights section as always, a gratitude log, my habit tracker with lots and lots of habits to track, health log notes, and those are for notes regarding the health log that I have here, tracking my moods, symptoms log, activity, sleep, and my mood from 1 to 10. So yeah, that's it when it comes to my bullet journal. I also set up the dates in my highlights journal right here. In the monthly section, I just added the numbers to the days just so I can keep track of daily highlights throughout the next 5 years. I also added the dates to my happy planner, the big one that I use for memory keeping and the one that I use my stickers on. Then let's see. Also, I created 2 more journals, and these ones are regarding the projects that I'll start working on now in February. First, we have this one, and it is for crafting projects for gifts for my friends and family. So any gift that I want to customize or that I want to make from scratch for my friends and family, I'll just be sketching out, planning, and making sure I have everything set up in this insert. And I wanted to make an insert for my traveler's notebook for this project specifically because I want to have it all in one place. I do have my sketchbook, but since these were all going to be around the same thing, I wanted to have them in one place. And then another thing that I'm going to be working on is doing crafting projects for the weekends, and for that I made this insert. Again, just super cute. The markers that I use are Tombow dual brush pens, then I have some stamped letters, and the stickers are from 2 different sticker books from the Happy Planner. I'll make sure to link both of those in the description box down below. And I also used my We Are Memory Keeper trimming and scoring board, as well as some heavy stock paper, like some cardstock. And yeah, that was mostly it when it comes to setting up my planners. Now, another thing that I started working on this past week is I used to track my schedule within the day in my Stylogy. Like I used to use 1 page per day, but now I have a weekly schedule, and for that I use a spread and then use half a page per day to track my to-do list and all that good stuff. And also it's just very convenient to see my schedule, work hours, sleep hours, and all that good stuff on a weekly view rather than a daily one. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. I did change my markers. I've been using the green one since this has kind of been the unofficial color for January for me. So throughout all of my planners I've been using this Dumbledore brush pen, and now in February I'm using this pink one. So yeah, it looks very bright and fun, and obviously fabulous. I love it. I'll probably get tired of it, but thankfully February only lasts 28 days. Now let's head on to log in the monthly stats and accomplishments. The planning going forward is more pertinent to Be Yourself Studio, so not so much personal stuff, but more things regarding content creation. So for that, I know people say it's important to track your analytics, but honestly, since my focus at the moment is not in numbers, it's more in the content creation side of things, the only thing that I'll be doing for analytics is just take a screenshot of my profile or my dashboards and just save them on my hard drive, because yeah, I kind of don't feel like jotting down a bunch of numbers. And yeah, but I still also want to have like a memory piece of where I was in January and all that good stuff. So I'll be taking screenshots of my profiles and again my dashboards, and I think that will be pretty much it when it comes to the reflection side of Be Yourself Studios. And I also took out my sketchbook here. It's a pretty big boy, and here I did a brainstorm for both long form content and short form content. As you can see, I write very small, and I don't know what else to say about it. This is the short form content categories column table type of situation to jot down ideas. And I also did a content idea brainstorm for long form content, but I'm not gonna be sharing that because I also have another project on the other page that I don't want to share right now. So I love you, but I also want to surprise you whenever that project comes out. So I have that, did a bunch of brainstorming, and now I think it's time to head on to my content calendar just so that I can show you real quick what kind of prepping I did for content creation and how I don't tend to do much of content planning at the beginning of the month, since I did most of it at the end of last year, and I tend to work on content on a weekly basis. So yeah, so aside from the brainstorm that I do on a weekly / monthly basis for content, I already did most of my content planning at the end of last year because I like to be prepared, just like the song. Be prepared. And yeah, as you can see here, I have the rest of 2023 planned out when it comes to content. But the thing is that I most of the time don't upload the content that's already in here. I sort of go with the flow when it comes to posting content, and not when it comes to consistency, but when it comes to the actual video that I'm going to film. Because for instance, I may get an idea today and I won't be waiting to get that idea done. I'll just start working on it and move the ideas that I have for next week to the next one and the next one and the next one. And yeah, one thing that you can see here is that even though my goal when it comes to posting on YouTube is posting every Wednesday at 3 p.m., I have 2 or more video ideas every week just in case. This is just for me to have options, because again, I may have, let's say, only 1 video idea for next week. Then that means that I would have to get that video idea done even if I didn't like it. and one of my goals for this year is to only create content that I'm really proud of and that I have fun making. So I like to have options, and whenever I don't want to complete that certain piece of content, I may still want to do my building my ideal morning routine video. I just don't want to do it on this specific week. I'll just drag it and drop it to the day that I think that might work best for me for, getting it done. So yeah, again, I have most of 2023 planned out, so I don't do many changes here. I already know that I'm not gonna be doing this one video for next week, so I can just drag it and drop it. But let's say I may change my mind tomorrow, so I still have it here just in case, again, to have options when it comes to content creation. I already did plan out this whole year at the end of last year, so yeah, there's not much I'm going to do for here. I think that has been pretty much it when it comes to my reset for February. This is the first time that I'm doing this type of reset. The type of resetting that I'll be doing each month will most likely be different because, well, I'm kind of going with the flow, and I don't tend to view things that much on a monthly basis but rather a weekly basis. So if you want to see what my weekly reset looks like, make sure to let me know in the comments down below so I can start working on it, because that one is much more thorough, you could say. This is more of an overview and not so nitpicky for every day of the month, because I tend to do that on a weekly basis. I hope you liked this video, even though it was a bit all over the place. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click the bell notification so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Be yourself, be happy, be human. Send you lots of love.